Are you kidding me?
Today I'm going to be showing you a little trick. Dare I say an aiming system. YouTube is filled with aiming systems, it seems, lately. So I'll call it an aiming system, but it's a little trick that I actually learned for back cuts, okay? But I primarily use this for shots like this right here. And I'll be honest, these shots scare me, all right? Nobody can tell me this shot right here is easier than that shot right there, okay? Normally distance really increases the difficulty of a shot. However, this shot isn't as difficult as this shot, okay? So we're gonna get into the little trick and we're gonna get into perception and all the little interesting tidbits that go around this concept. Let's do it. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So, first of all, let's get this disclaimer out of the way, okay? There are a lot of systems out there for aiming, and it seems like YouTube, it's really filled with a lot of new content lately with, this is my aiming system, and this is my aiming system. This is an aiming system too, like I said in the introduction, but the reason why those, well, the sheer number of different ones, like you name it, ghost ball, just a point on the ball, fractional, center to edge, go down the list. The reason why there's so many of those systems is because our minds all work differently. Certain things resonate with others. It's like you look into the sky and there's a cloud and one person might see a cowboy riding a horse and another person might see something sexual or something like that, right? So we're all different. We all have different minds, okay? So not every single system will resonate with every single person, okay? Our minds are very, very unique, okay? So maybe this one will work for you. So let me start at the start. I saw this system for back cuts, okay? So I'm gonna teach you the system like I learned it, okay? So for back cuts. So let's just go a little bit into back cuts. Why do people have problems with back cuts? The simplest way of explaining this is because subconsciously you don't realize that it's completely unnatural, okay? So for example, when I'm ready to shoot a shot here, okay, let's say I'm gonna shoot this 5-ball right here, do my pre-shot routine, step into the line, I go down, and I'm gonna shoot the shot. Perfect. However, on a back cut, what's different? What's the main thing that's different? Do everything the same, step into the shot. What's different? Do you see my body positioning? What's different is over here, when I centered myself and I stepped into the line, I'm actually facing the pocket that I'm shooting in. Whereas the back cut, now look, okay? I'm not facing my target. And that's where the difficulty and the unease comes in, right? I'm facing, truthfully, when I'm shooting this one ball, I'm gonna be facing that corner and I'm not even taking to that corner. So that's where the unease comes in. So then we get into our own minds and then a lot of times we miss the shot when we really shouldn't miss the shot, okay? So here's the system, enough babble. What you do is you find your contact point that's gonna take your object ball to the pocket, okay? But now you take that point and you draw a line straight down to the table. I like to imagine one of these dots that we use to rack. I don't have one on my table, right? So after that line goes down to the table, I envision that dot appears there. And now I've got that. I envision the dot appear in front of that one ball. In front is important, right? I step over do my pre-shot routine, and now I'm completely ignoring the one ball. That one ball, it disappears for me. I'm just aiming for the dot on the table, okay? I lost it there. Step in, pre-shot routine, down, stroke. Scratch button. And that's the system, okay? As simple as that. Now, funny thing is I don't require that system for back cut. I'm quite comfortable hitting back cuts, okay? However, one shot that I'm not comfortable with is the one that I talked to at the beginning, okay? Why do we miss this shot? Why? I have missed this shot and it is infuriating, okay? I take that system and I take it to this. Like I said in the intro, this is a harder shot than this, okay? Why is that? Because we're dealing with spheres, okay? Because when it's close like this, the cue ball and the object ball hit sooner than what we had perceived, what we had envisioned, okay? And then a lot of times when that happens, we'll come up short, okay? Like that. With this system, I think you're gonna find that if you're using it properly, you might start overcutting these, okay? So you're gonna have to zone it in like RoboCop, right? Anyways, what's the key to this system now? Because these balls are so close together, okay? Have you ever wondered in a jail, you've got your courtyard, but in each corner of the jail, you've got a tower, right? And your sniper guard has got a sniper rifle and they're watching and they'll be ready. If anyone's trying to escape, they're gonna put them down with the sniper rifle, right? That philosophy is key in this shot right here, okay? So you can't be down here, right? Because you're not gonna see the spot. The cue ball's in the way, you're gonna lose your spot. So you kind of have to stay high the whole time. So for example, I've got a back cut to the side. I find my spot on the table I'm gonna aim for, and then I'm gonna go back. I'm not taking my eye off the spot and I'm staying high, okay? Now I've centered myself to the spot, the center of that spot, and then I do my pre-shot routine and I go down. So I'm gonna do it for real now, okay? Go to the side, I find my spot, center myself, aim to the center of the spot, step into the line, and cut. And that is the system, okay? Let's try again. Gonna go even more extreme. This is tough. These sides are really tight with my new rails here, okay? So this is extremely extreme. So I don't know if I'm gonna make it, but let's really test out this system. Actually, I don't even know if that's possible. Maybe just go a little bit like this. Okay. Tricky shot, right? And we don't give enough respect to this shot because I have missed this and it's embarrassing. Okay, find my spot. I'm gonna be aiming towards my spot. I don't lose my spot. And now this one's even, these are so close together, even by walking over like this, I'm kind of half losing my spot. So I have to be very careful. This one here, I might actually do this. Center, step in a little bit. Got my spot on the table. Now I'm going to walk over. Now I've centered myself to this. Look how extreme this is. And I'm going to bend down and I'm going to do my cut. Oh, and I undercut. That's a hard shot. Anyways, you guys, you get my point, okay? Interesting system, developed for back cuts, but it works for these close ones. That's what I use it for. It's a good system, all right? Head to the table, give it a try. In fact, before I go, I want to give you a close-up to just show you again how this works. Something fun. All right, so I am on the pool table, okay? So here, right here, is your object ball, okay? So here's the system. A line will be drawn down, okay? After that line hits the felt, you need to imagine something. A circle. Like I said before, I imagine where the balls get racked on that dot, that appears, right? And that's going to appear on the felt. Here's the trick, my little trick, okay? And this kind of applies to ghost ball, right? That dot has to grow, and you kind of have to lock that into your memory, okay? It has to grow to a point where when you aim for the center of that dot on the felt, you're gonna make the shot, okay? If the dot's too small, you're gonna undercut it. If the dot's too big, you're gonna overcut it. Does that make sense? Okay? There's the ball, there's the object, and you gotta sink that bad boy. Anyways, I'm gonna leave you with that. Try the system. In the meantime and in between time, I will catch you on the flip side. Peace.